Hello guys, how are you all?
Yeah, I'm good. How are
Great.
you
Hi,
guys?
hi.
Good, good.
Uh,
Hi.
hello. So, two things. First thing is we lost first match against Rajasthan Royals, and one thing to cheer us up is SRH played first match 10 years ago. So,
Yeah.
can any of you can Pranav? Can you talk about the transition of Sunrisers Hyderabad?
Uh, well, it's very interesting that they played their first match against uh, Pune Warriors India back in 2013 at Vizag. Back then, Kumar Sangakkara was our skipper.
Yes.
The first ever game that they played, and it's actually
Okay,
memorable because yeah,
just
go on, go
to
on.
stop there, I'm sorry. I think we played in Hyderabad only. I witnessed the match in the stadium.
We played
Well,
in Hyderabad. So we beat Pune Warriors India. I
Yeah.
think by what 19 odd runs.
yeah,
So
something like
from the transition that I can talk about, we have been a defending team since then. I
that.
mean, we have been good at defending totals since the last 10 years, which is incredible consistency. However, we have not been a good chasing team. Uh, that's something that we could address even in the last game that we saw. But the transition from having two Indian openers 10 years back to actually consistently now after 10 years we are actually having another two Indian openers, which is very interesting. So our bowling has been our strength. That's the key always. And also, it's been 10 years since Bhuvneshwar Kumar is playing. So that's the consistency. One thing that has not changed from the last 10 years is Bhuvi. So he has been in the Orange Army since a long time. So yeah, I don't see any change in terms of fans' passion. That's why we are here.
Yes.
But the game is always on. Orange is fine.
Perfect. Thanks, Pranav. So yes, such a roller coaster ride it was for Sunrisers Hyderabad. We have seen extreme ups and extreme downs. So coming into this season 2023. So first match was really tough for us. As I can see, everything was not perfect. Everything was not going well for our team. Bowling or fielding was a bit sloppy and batting as well. So, Puneet bhai, what do you think? What changes in the mindset Sunrisers need to adapt for the next game, moving with Lucknow Super Giants?
Yeah. So the first thing I would like to tell is, as Pranav mentioned, that we have always been a team to defend low totals. So that has always been in the mindset of entire SRH camp, and that is the only thing that is keeping us behind from going, banging from the first ball. So when the decision which was made during the toss, when everybody knows that it was a batting pitch, we did a blunder by choosing bowling, but we are not good at chasing. And the second thing, what I think we should do is we should forget what happened in the past and start to play fearless cricket. What needs to be done in upcoming games? We have seen some things in the last season also. We lost 2 to 3 games in the start. On the trot, we won 5 games,
Yes.
and we didn't even have a proper cooked side. So this time the side is stronger, and there are people telling that we might win that cup this time. So that should be the strength which the team should adapt and be confident about. Even if they are chasing 200 plus, there should be intent. There was no intent from ball one. From the toss, we completely gave away the game to Rajasthan. So that negative should be taken as a positive for the next game. Rest everything will fall in place. Only it's all about the mindset is what I feel, because we have champion players starting from 1 to 11.
Yes.
An impact player will be the best decision for SRH, because we have very good players which can be used in the impact player role. So that is what I'm expecting them to bounce back. And as our captain and the rest of the squad is back, so expecting a good win against the Lucknow Super Giants on
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah. Thank you, Puneet bhai. So positive intent is what we expect from Sunrisers Hyderabad, as you said. So over to you, Varun. So let me go to the talk of the town, Harry Brook. It was a bit disappointing performance from him. 13 of 21 balls. How do you reckon he will overcome that and be be a X factor player for Sunrise?
Well, I think for the first game, he got a taste of the IPL, didn't he? Like,
Yeah.
what, 13 runs in 22 balls or something? Of course, it was disappointing. And I think from the Rajasthan Royals, from the 16th to 20th overs, you could see the pitch really changing. The pitch was slowing down, and that's where the Sunrisers Hyderabad also came into bat. And Harry Brook was having a difficult time just hitting those balls. Of course, he hit one boundary. That was one to cheer for. But from then onwards, he was struggling. So I think he just needs to improve on, just setting himself up. Okay, he did that, but he couldn't really move on. Right. So that's what he needs to improve on. And now we're going onto a nice batting track as well in Lucknow. So if we do win the toss, if we do select to bat first, I think then he can really showcase his talent. Right now we are in Lucknow. He really needs to improvise on his batting there. Now we have time. We have what, 2 or 3 more days of time,
Yes.
right? He really needs to improvise on that. And I think the way he's defending the balls, it's good. The footwork, it's all nice. The way he should learn how to tackle the wrist spinners. Because against Yuzvendra Chahal, he has so and so record. He doesn't have a really great record. And against, like Shadab Khan, these kind of wrist spinners, he needs some practice against them. Maybe the off spinners, they're nice. The fast bowlers, he can defeat them easily. The wrist spinners is one thing he needs to work on, right? And Lucknow Super Giants, they have spinners. They have Amit Mishra, they have Ravi Bishnoi.
Yes.
And again, we have the weakness of the left-hand spinners, right? They have Krunal Pandya as well there. So he just needs to improve on that. I'm not really worried about the Lucknow Super Giants pacers. It's just the spin attack where Harry Brook needs to work.
Yeah, perfect, Varun. So hopefully Harry Brook will find his the top-notch form he's been. So Kaushik, coming to you, the deadly trio is here: Aiden Markram, Marco Jensen, and Henrich Klassen. So how do you see that? Do you see that as a great positive sign because our captain is back and he's back after scoring 175 runs, I guess, against
Against Netherlands.
Netherlands. Yep, thanks for that. So, how do you see the intent? How do you see? Will it boost Sunrise Hyderabad camp? How do you see that?
See, from first game, we've seen there was no intent in batting. I mean, clearly there was pressure, but what can Movi do? We've seen Movi captain, but Adam Markram brings in a different vibe. We've seen in South Africa League. He brings in a different vibe. He guides the team. He knows where to bowl his overs. He's a perfect all-rounder now. He knows where to bowl his overs. That 1-2 handy overs are very, very crucial for us. And Adam Markram, that cool, calm captain, he knows how to absorb the pressure. He knows how to handle situations. And when you come to this Henrich Klassen, man, what can I say about him? He has century. He has 2 centuries in this year, one in South Africa League and one against West Indies. He was playing T20 format in ODI just like Harry Brook. What else can we say? Marco Jansen, he smashed 30 runs against Rashid Khan. He took the revenge against Rashid Khan. So these 3 are crucial players for our camp. How did we play a game without them? Is what my question is. I clearly missed Adam Markram. I clearly missed the captaincy because Harry Brook was supposed to play at number 5, not number 4. That gave him imbalance in the batting order. That totally changed everything. And we were missing a specialist batsman. If you see, Henrich Klassen is in the squad, but we don't have a specialist batsman. Even the impact player could have done nothing. So once these three are available right now, so it's simply Adam Markram comes into batting. Henrich Klassen replaces Glenn Phillips, and I think we're gonna have 7 to 8 batters in our team now.
Yes.
That's gonna make a real impact. And I want the pitch to remain green. I want the pitch to remain green because I want Umran Malik bowling that fairy pace, and spin shouldn't work. I want that pitch, and we want Harry Brook to perform. First game is first game. 1 or 2 games can't define a player who is. Yeah. And we can witness a masterstroke from Harry Brook anytime from now. Just wait for it.
Yeah, perfect, Kaushik. So I mean, with the 3 players from South Africa joining, the team gets really strong. I mean, the team gets to its original shape, I feel. So Pranav, in the first match, with a lot of negatives, one positive I saw is Mayank Agarwal looking stable. I mean, if at one end wickets were falling, but he stood there. He tried to be there. He tried to lead the scoring sheet. So how do you see him in the future games? I mean, rest of the 13 games.
I think Mayank Agarwal is like a fixed deposit because you give him 14 games, he'll for sure give you 500 runs. Because he's one player who likes to contribute for the team. because if we remember when he played for Punjab Kings, he demoted himself to actually get the openers going. So he's that kind of a player who could actually do anything for the side. So I see Mayank Agarwal's intent flourishing more and more as the games go, because he's with someone who's a legend of the game, Brian Lara,
Yes.
and you know once, even in the last game, he was trying to hold up one end, which is something that we were missing in the last year.
True. True.
So the opening partnerships have to be that way, that one batsman, like how we are seeing for the Punjab Kings game today. Prabh Simran Singh is going berserk, but Shikhar Dhawan is holding one end. So that kind of attitude we could see in Mayank's innings, and that is why we have some explosive players down the order, say Harry Brook or uh, Henrik Klassen or maybe Marco Janssen, who can tonk some balls. That stability will be there for those players when Mayank is out in the middle. So they can go, if they come after 13 overs, they can go on gear 5 right away because Mayank is there. And I'll just give you a little stat. Mayank Agarwal, if he plays 20 balls, okay, then his strike rate starts growing, and till 20 balls he almost plays around 105 strike rate, and from there he takes it on to 150, 160.
Wow.
So he's that kind of a player who can even accelerate when it's needed. So I think Mayank's game will keep on improving as in when the games go, and especially Lucknow pitch will surely suit him because he plays both spin and pace really well.
So perfect. We see Mayank as a rock solid stand for Sunrisers Hyderabad in the coming years. Hopefully, he touches that 500 magical mark. So, Puneet bhai, coming to you, you were saying that we have lots of impact players. In first match, we took Abdul Samad as impact player. Was he really impactful? And if not, who can be the alternative impact player for Sunrisers? Who can give that little spark?
So, see, talking about Abdul Samad, it's been almost, I think, the fourth year we are waiting to see what special he can do for Sunrisers.
Right.
Even he didn't show that intent until Umran Malik came up and smashed some sixes. So he was sent for replacement as an impact player, but there wasn't any impact. So we need to move on from Abdul Samad for a while and give chances to players like Vivrant Sharma. If we are using local Indian talent as impact players, I expect a lot from Vivrant Sharma, because we always had a lot of talent last season also, but we always kept on holding with Abdul Samad. So it's high time we need to move on from him, because he is not showing the intent from ball one. Anyways, the situation wasn't in our favor the other day. And talking about Harry Brook as well, just off topic, we need to give time for Harry Brook to adapt to the conditions. It's his first IPL, first game, and completely under pressure. All the focus is on him. So he will surely perform when the focus shifts towards other players. And we, from top to bottom, we have players who can hit centuries in almost every match.
Yes.
Players like Mayank Agarwal, Abhishek Sharma, Rahul Tripathi, Harry Brook, Aiden Markram, Henrik Klassen. Everybody is a century hitting player. It is just that the balance has to be there and the intent has to be there. So what I expect is Abdul Samad should be given some rest, and we need to try other players because we have a lot of local talent which we picked up and real good players. So Vivrant Sharma is what I'm looking at as a next impact player. And if he clicks, then there's nothing like it. Because looking at his local stats, having a lot of expectations from that player.
So we were lacking Indian talent once, and now we are filled with it. So hopefully Vivrant Sharma comes as an impact player and goes to a fiery start. Coming to you, Varun. Yes, in the first match, I've seen Glenn Phillips a bit sloppy in in wicket keeping or in batting as well. He was not up to the mark. I mean, the whole team's batting performance was a bit average, but especially with respect to Glenn Phillips, it was very okayish. And as I checked, his average in Indian pitches or subcontinental pitches is bit low. So, do you think Henrik Klassen will be a perfect replacement for Glenn Phillips, or Glenn Phillips should continue with this?
See, Glenn Phillips isn't a full-time wicketkeeper.
Yes.
and we used him as one. He was like the Sarfaraz Khan for us. Sarfaraz Khan for Delhi and Phillips for us. So he is not capable of wicket keeping. Okay, maybe batting, maybe fielding. Fielding is his main objective, right? He's great at fielding. His batting as well, it wasn't great. What, 8 runs in 7 balls? We expected more from him, but he couldn't give the returns. Now you need a full-time wicketkeeper because his wicketkeeping was sloppy. He couldn't do it right. Right. So you get in Handy Class, and he's an immediate addition to the team. He's in great form, first of all, and he's a full-time wicket keeper. And he comes in at 5, 6, or 7 down. Right. So that's the kind of player you need down low. So I think he's gonna be an immediate
So
addition.
even if Henry Klassen comes as a wicket keeper, do you see Glenn Phillips in playing 11?
No, I don't. I see Harry Brook, Adam Markram, Klassen, and I think because we're playing on the Lucknow pitches, right? I think you need a lot of bounce. You need some hard hitting paces, and I think Marco Jansen's gonna come in into the lineup. So I think we're gonna see one English player and 3 South Africans playing on April 7th.
Okay, perfect. So Kaushik, one question every Sunrise Hyderabad fan has got: how to stop Kyle Mayers?
You're on mute. So
Kaushik.
could I go first?
Let
So
Kaushik.
Yeah, go on.
uh, he's right hand batsman or left hand batsman. I'm
He's a
saying
left-hand
bashing, but
Lefty.
yeah,
lefty.
and he plays as an opener, and we have Washington Sundar who can bowl to left-handers, is a power play king, and who can bowl, who's specialist for bowling to left-handers. So I don't think last season we were in the same situation. We have second match against Lucknow. We were thrashed by Rajasthan Royals, and Quinton de Kock, we were fearing for Quinton de Kock. What happened? Washington Sundar came in, he bowled, and got the wicket of Quinton de Kock. The same is gonna repeat. That's what I feel. We're gonna tackle him. We're gonna tackle him. I don't think he's a problem for now. I think they should be worried about their playing 11 because they're back with QDK too. Yeah, and as Valam said, yeah, it's a bouncy
So
track.
with the
Mafia
form,
might play.
So with the form Kyle Mayers is in, I don't think he'll be rested. So if Quinton de Kock joins and KL Rahul goes down the order, that will be a big threat for us. So do you think our SRH bowling will tackle the strong batting order of Lucknow?
Yeah. If I say if Washington Sundar fails Kyle Mayers, then we have Umran Malik. Have you seen the wickets of left-handers versus Umran Malik? He bowls a good length delivery and crash into the stumps. So that's a specialty. That's a special ball, just like Yorker of Natarajan. And with the kind of batting lineup they have, I think we have a kind of good bowling lineup. That's a green wicket. I feel it's going to be a green wicket again, and Pay is going to shine again. Imran's going to shine again. If Mafi Answer plays, that will be a greatest addition for us. I think we're going to tackle them with hard plans right now.
So perfect. And can any of you give me some gyan about Lucknow cricket ground, Ekana cricket ground? I mean, what's the average score? How conditions? Any of you take over, please.
I'll take that.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
So the Ekana Cricket Stadium, Lucknow. I'll give you some little stats. So in the last 40 all four have been won by teams batting first.
Oh.
So it's actually a batting first pitch, and the first average first innings score is 166. So basically, when I talk about these things, we obviously remember the Hardik Pandya curator incident. So apart from that game, all the other games, including the one versus Delhi Capitals, were won by the teams batting first. So ideally, if Sunrisers win the toss, they again have to do the same thing. So bat first, do not make any blunders with the toss. Also, the pitch tends to get a little slower as the game progresses. Uh, there's a little bit of grass, tinge of movement in both the innings in the first 2 to 3 overs. But after that, in the first innings, it gets little easier to bat on. But as the game goes on, it becomes slower to go because of the largest boundaries on all the sides. It's 70 plus meters on all dimensions, so it won't be easy to hit the spinners through the line as well. And So we have somebody like Adil Rashid who bowled exceptionally well in the last game. He was the most economical bowler, despite we have been hit all parts of the ground. So, I'll give you, I'll tell it this way. So I'm looking at four players from the Sunrisers team who could actually fit into this pitch, depending on what we saw in versus Delhi Capitals. One is Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Of course, he had a forgettable game versus Rajasthan, but when there's seam movement, he's a different beast because like Kaushik said, there's a hint of grass in the pitch, so there will be seam movement, and I think more than Washington Sundar, of course, that's a matchup left-hand batter versus the off spinner. Bhuvneshwar likes to bowl to left-handers, so that's another matchup that we could look for,
Yeah,
and even Aiden Markram can roll over his arms in the power play as well. So that's an addition. The second player I'm looking forward to is Mayank Agarwal because he handles sea movement exceptionally well. He could tackle the swing that could be put forward to by, let's say, Jaydev Unadkat because they're coming back at Lucknow. Even Mark Wood because he plays the short ball well. Then we have Umran Malik, who could rattle them with pace because the square boundaries are long. It's 70 meters. So when Umran Malik bowls, we know the field how it is. So we don't have any fielders straight down the ground. It's always on the square of the wicket. We have third man, fine leg, deep square leg, and deep point. So that could be another factor. And then Adil Rashid, who could actually vary his place and ask the batters to hit down the ground. So, batters like Huda, KL Rahul, who play spin well, we saw against, Chennai when Moeen Ali choked them with varying pace. So they tried to hit it through the line, but they couldn't do that. So these are the four players who we look forward to in the Ekana Stadium. And, I'm sure they'll shine and give us the game.
Yeah, perfect. So,
adding to that,
yeah, please add on. Please add on.
we have I pulled up the stats of the last game. I mean, India was a South Africa ODI match where Markram got clean bowled by Kuldeep Yadav. But in the same game, we have Endis Klassen who scored 74 not out
Oh,
of 65 balls. So that's a great stat for Endis Klassen. We can see him as a match finisher for the day of tomorrow's game.
Yeah.
so guys, so all of you name your four foreign players, overseas players. Pranav, starting with you.
For me, if we are batting first, uh, I'll have Aiden Markram, Harry Brook, Henrik Klassen, and I will field another Indian batter, let's say, as Puneet Bhai said, Vivrant Sharma. And then I will bring back Fazal Haq Faruqi or Marco Jansen, depending on how the pitch is.
Perfect.
So this is how I'll line up. If you're bowling first, I was just thinking it this way. You all can actually put your opinions in. We'll bowl Bhuvi first 3 overs in the power play, and then we'll sub him out for Natarajan in the last 4 overs. Now, what this brings us to the table is because we saw Natarajan got 2 for 6 in the death overs at the Upal, which is an incredible stat despite the batters going bonkers. So I think if we do that tactic and get Fazal Haq Faruqi to bowl alongside Natarajan at the death overs, it'll be an incredible mix. So
Perfect.
that will be my foreign combination.
Perfect. Puneet bhai, your four overseas players.
Yeah, obviously, Eden Markram, Harry Brook, and I think they might give another chance to Glenn Phillips,
Mm-hmm.
but you never know because of the result. We might shift to Klassen as well, but I still think it is 60-40 with Glenn Phillips and Henrik Klassen. But the fourth bowler, what I'm expecting is they might continue with Adil Rashid because he was bowling pretty well the other day. But adding on to what Pranav said, bringing in another batsman, Vivrant Sharma, he gives us a leg spin option as well. Vivrant Sharma bowls leg spin as well.
Wow.
So he might give us, but they might not make too harsh decisions early in the tournament because if you change a lot of players, that'll imbalance the team. So we might just
Yes.
see one or two changes with Markram coming in and either Adil Rashid or Marco Janssen based on the pitch. So that is what I am expecting. There won't be any much changes, just one or two.
Perfect. Varun, your overseas players.
Yeah, as I said, one Englishman, Harry Brook, and then three South African players that we have: Mark Klaassen and Marco Jansen.
Okay, you're going with the stable one, Marco Jensen. Yes. Kaushik, your overseas players.
The three South Africans, and I'll go with Adil Rashid because we need someone who can lead the spin department. I can't rely on Washington Sundar alone.
Okay, Washington Sundar needs some support, and Adil Rashid could be a crime partner for him.
Even Adil Rashid is hitting sixes. I mean, there's those handy sixes, 1 to 6 are there, and that would be good.
So you're
Okay.
leaving out Harry Brook.
No. Harry Brook, Henrich Klassen, what do we have? Adam Akram and Adil Rashid.
Okay.
Actually, he has got a point because Marco Jansen is not a suitable death bowler. This we have actually seen in
Last
the
year game
previous
in Gujarat,
IPL as well.
the Gujarat
Yeah,
match.
How can
and
we forget that match?
that is where Jansen took his revenge against Rashid. So in the SAR 20 league. So probably Faruqi might continue, but let's hope for the best.
So, guys, one final question. We got some 8 minutes left. So, two major concerns for me personally were one is Abhishek Sharma and another is Bhuvneshwar Kumar. So, what are your takes? Will Abhishek Sharma shine because we have invested some 6.5 crore on him? So, will he be that worth? Because young talents like Tilak Verma, Prav Simran Singh, and Sai Sudarshan were going berserk. So, where do you see Abhishek Sharma, especially as the season passes?
He just
Puneet,
came out
can
of
you
an
take
injury.
over? Yeah, Kaushik,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. He just came out of an injury, and facing Trent Bolt with that kind of swing is not easy for anyone, right?
True.
So I think the last season too, he was going. He was not performing for the first two matches. We've seen what he done in the third match for CSK. So we gotta wait. He's gonna be a permanent player in opening. He's gonna perform.
So, Puneet, what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, what I would say is it's just one game. We cannot judge him for the season. And if we would have batted first, the result would have been different for him as well. Coming into bat with a total of 204, obviously there will be some mindset issues. But even he has proved himself last year. So I'm sure he will prove his game again. So I'm having good expectations and he might give us a good start day after tomorrow with Lucknow's game.
So, Varun, over to you. Same thing regarding Abhishek Sharma.
Well, I think even last year, whenever there's a score above 160 put up for us, he never used to go beyond the double digit scores. So that's a problem I'm looking at. And as Kaushik also said, against Trent Bolt with that kind of pace, first game, it is going to be difficult. But we invested a lot in him. We're expecting a lot of returns from him. He's an opener, and I think the Lucknow's bowling attack. I think that bowling attack is what Abhishek Sharma might just like, because there's not much bowlers, like the likes of Trent Bolt to just swing it onto the stumps, right? So maybe have like Mark Wood who can bounce the ball, but I think with the likes we saw like last year, right, with Alzari Joseph and Ferguson, right? I think if Mark Wood is that kind of pacer, and I think Abhishek Sharma just might succeed against Lucknow. We'll just have to wait and see. I think it's the first few games jitters for him right now. I think a lot of players do have that, but let's see how it goes. I think he's a good talent, and we got the lefty option as well, so expecting a lot from him.
So perfect. So last year we played only one match against LSG and we lost it with the barest march in Highfield. We were in the game chasing 140 odd, and at the end where the trouble started. But with Harry Brooks and Washington Sundar and the proper middle order, I think we are settled. So what do you guys think? We will be taking the revenge and making it 1-1?
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
So
We have the squad this time. We have the talent. Hopefully, we
Yeah.
can.
So that's how the spirits might be. So let us conclude this year. So let us
Before
yeah,
closing on that, we missed on this concern about Bhuvneshwar Kumar as well.
yeah. I'm
So
sorry. Yeah, please.
yeah. So he just needs to work on how he needs to finish his bowling. That is his only problem. I know he starts well. Forget the first game. We know how he can give us starts in the first 2 overs. The only problem with him in the recent time is death bowling. So if he is not confident about it, he needs to finish his spell before the 16th over or maximum by the 17th over.
Yeah.
Because the other day what I saw was Natarajan bowling very well and there was 1 over left of Natarajan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those kind of mistakes will not happen when you have the actual captain in our side. But then it shouldn't have happened at that level also. When people like us are recognizing such mistakes, players being there, they should have utilized the conditions there.
Sorry, just to add on to what Puneet bhai said. So I think Bhuvneshwar's use has to be like how Dhoni uses Deepak Chahar. Just finish him off in the first 7 overs or in the power play. Yeah, exactly. So you finish him out, giving him the odd overs, and then you bring some impact player in. That could be one tactic which I discussed earlier, because bringing Natarajan in the power play might be a risk because that will affect his confidence. Natarajan is out and out death bowler, so you can bring him after 13 overs. You can do that swap and you can get 8 overs from one player slot. That's
Yeah.
something which is very, very interesting in the impact player group.
Yeah, perfect.
How can we actually execute that is if Washington Sundar bowls really well in the power play,
Yeah.
then we could even expect Markram bowling another over, because I think in the SA20 league he did bowl in the power play 1 over and he
Yeah.
did take 2 wickets in that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we might see those kind of changes and see 4 overs of Nattu and Umran after the power play.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, remaining 14 overs, 8 overs fits in well. So thank you guys for your insights. So let us wish our Orange Army, I mean, Sunrise Hyderabad team a very good luck.
Orange fire!
Perfect, guys. So thank you all. Thank you, Pranav. Thank you, Puneet. Thank you, Varun. And thank you, Kaushik, for joining. So let us wish our team against LSG a very good luck. And also we'll meet for another pre-match show. So thank you for watching. Go Orange Army.
We will again meet for the post-match show after winning against Lucknow. So
Yeah.
good luck to our team, man. Go Orange Army.
Sure.
If this combination works, we'll stick to that.
That's the confidence.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's signing off. Bye.
Chalo, nice to meet you all. Bye-bye, guys.
Go Orange Army.
Go Orange
Go
Army.
Orange Army.